Hello, 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 and welcome to D.O.C podcast show, the show that is rated R for real and not PG for playing games. I am one of your hosts, the boss lady.
And I'm the D.O.C.
And we would love y'all to continue to join us for weekly conversations about life, culture, and everything else. As we always like to say, get to know us and get to love us. Before we go any further, this episode is sponsored by Cigar Junkies. As you see, plenty of different merch, as well as CJS Educational Services. Please make sure you go check out that merch. And before we jump into this episode, because we're in a new season, all this, and we're going to talk about that. How you doing, Mr. D.O.C.?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing great. Thank you. And this has for the folks out there in LA in LA County with the fires going on. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But like the boss lady said, man, we appreciate y'all. This is season 4. So we've been doing good with 35 episodes
yes.
in. We got new merch. We got bags on decks. We got passport holders on deck. License plate. Motherfucking flash for your drinks. We got the hoodies. We got t-shirts. We got panties. We got socks. We got joggers. Man, go to the Cigar Junkies store online, cigarjunkies.com, and check out all the merch, man. And believe me, you're gonna be appreciated. High quality items. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
Very excited
for this new season. For this new year. So I got a lot of things in store. So let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Yes. This season, we are taking part of the season to wrap up the second half of our book a game, which we'll talk about that in a second. But you know what? Fuck all that. Let's go ahead and get into this 3-course meal. First being our appetizer. We got quite a few hot topics, so we're just going to jump into the first one. I'm going to go ahead and get this out the way. But the California wildfires, just real quick, what are your thoughts on that? I heard people saying that they thought some people had started it deliberately, and that's how I have no clue how it got started. But what are your thoughts on it, though?
First and foremost, I know people, we've been out to California, probably LA, probably over 20 times in our lifetime. So we go out to LA quite a bit. I'm familiar exactly with the area that got messed up. And I think I want to make sure I get the name right, but I think it's called Altadena. I think that's the name of the city, but that's actually an all black city. That back in the 60s, that was the only city that black people were allowed to live in LA because of redlining. So black people that had a little paper, they moved out there and got homes, which is right adjacent to Pasadena. So just to give folks some context of where it's at. So it's close to the Rose Bowl. And man, just to see those folks who have been there since the 60s. And then we talking about people 45, 60-year-old, had these homes for generations, second, third generations, and burned to the ground. And then the other thing is no fucking insurance.
Yeah.
So
that was the whole thing.
There's a lot of animosity against insurance companies now, and rightfully so. Insurance companies ain't shit. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Yeah, because most of the time when something happens, either they drop you before something happens, or if they don't drop you, they raise up your rates, or they force you to do stuff that you don't need done. Just
like us, we done had homeowners insurance.
Yeah, 18, never filed a claim.
No, we maybe had one claim. In that 1819 when the wind blew off the motherfucking roof.
Yeah, when the wind blew that piece off.
Other than that, we ain't had shit.
You're right. And then they were like, we gonna drop you.
Then we ain't...
Because of that one little claim.
This shit is crazy.
It wasn't our fault.
Insurance people ain't shit. I was just arguing with my auto insurance. The shit just shot up just cause.
Yeah.
Just cause.
And actually with my dad, I had to switch his insurance company because his home insurance went up by like $2,000. And all the company could tell me was, they're sorry. They're seeing an increase in rates everywhere.
But yeah, man, I want to just once again send out
our love
to the folks, the people that have lost not only property, but the people that have lost their lives. Shout out to the firefighters, the first responders, all those people out there fighting those fires. And this situation is still out of control.
It is.
It's still out of control.
And we don't have a real end date for it. So
it's wild. I've never seen nothing like this. That literally a whole fucking city in modern times burned down to the ground. In less than a day.
And all on camera. Like all this.
The shit is crazy. I've never seen no shit like this in my life. Yeah, but once again, prayers to the folks out there in LA County.
Yeah. Another hot topic, real quick. Something that I saw that really excited me, and I have no clue why I got so excited about this, but I read that January 18th, Saturday, January 18th, Dave Chappelle will be hosting Saturday Night Live, and Glorilla will be the musical guest for the first show coming back from the New Year's. And I don't know why, but that just really fucking excited me because I love Dave Chappelle. And I am really growing to like Glorilla. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm really like.
And every time he does some shit on SNL, he does some good shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, that may be a little watch party for me to sit here and watch that live. But yeah, shout out to Glorilla because she buying property. She gave back to her high school. She's really doing some things.
She came out. I like Glorilla. I like her hustle.
She probably, she getting her look. She didn't change her look and things of that nature. And to me, she humble kind of like with that southern with it. But I like Glorilla, to say the least. Now this one I don't know. So I also read something about her girl, Sexy Red. Because I don't know if y'all paid attention, but Glorilla and Sexy Red been doing a lot of collabos lately. I noticed that. But then they were talking about how Sexy Red got a second boob job. And I was just like, how is that?
What was wrong with the first one?
I didn't know what was wrong with the first one. It wasn't big enough for her. They claimed she had one, but this second one now has put her where she wants to be. And I don't know if this is stemming because they said that Glorilla had one. And now that's why she looked the way she looked now. So I guess they're trying to match each other's swag with that. But would you date a girl that had a boob job if you were single?
I felt them. I don't like the way they feel.
He said he felt them.
I felt fake titties before.
You don't like the way they feel.
It feel like just a hard ass balloon, like one of them balloons when you first get it. It's so hard. I like soft, pillowy type titties.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Pillowy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Okay. You go, them motherfuckers be hard. Some of them motherfuckers look so hard, like you touch them motherfuckers, they may burst or something like that. But long as they not too big.
Okay.
Because I know some people that have had to get them for certain reasons. So, hey, do you? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My preference is no, but do you? I don't have no problem with them.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I just always thought from the safety aspect. They always talked about the safety aspect of the silicone implants and things of that nature. So for me, some of them do look nice. Some of them you can't tell that they're fake, but then some of them are just like horrible. But hey, Sexy Red, hey, do you, baby girl? If that's what keep you going. Do you?
Hey, they gotta keep up with that image.
Hey, next hot topic. Now I saw this. I don't know why I thought about you when I saw this, but it was a rumor that supposedly Kodak Black had converted to Islam. He had became Muslim. And for whatever reason, he got offended by this. And his quote-unquote words were, he ain't no fucking Muslim, but he is a Hebrew Israelite. But what are your thoughts on that?
On what?
On him saying that he was not a fucking Muslim. Because that literally was the quote verbatim. I am not no fucking Muslim. Why he had to say it like that, I have no clue. But the whole thought of him saying that he's a Hebrew Israelite. Because I'm asking you because at one point in time, you were practicing Muslim, weren't you?
You don't practice Muslim. You practice Islam.
Well, practice Islam, but you were practicing Islam at one point in time.
You can follow whatever you want. I mean, that's his opinion. I know about the Hebrew Israelites.
Do you have anything?
Which tend to be, in the past, they have been cool with Muslims, particularly people in the nation. I've seen Hebrew Israelites at Nation of Islam Founder Day events. So I'm shocked by his language, but it's Kodak Black. He's a fucking idiot. So that's enough said. He's a fucking idiot.
I ain't gonna lie, I was like, what made somebody think he was doing that anyway? Maybe he trying to get himself together. I have no clue. But I just thought it was interesting. No,
teacher, they do that when you get ready to get locked up.
Oh, is that what that is?
Because when you get locked up, they put you in certain sections. Based off, so he don't want to go in certain gang sections. So when you say you with a certain religion, I'm a Muslim, you go get with the Muslims. Ain't nobody ain't gonna fuck with you when you with them. Like niggas ain't fucking with the Hebrew Israelites, Muslims, and them. They not fucking with them niggas. So that's what I think. That's what that shit from. That's what that shit from. Because you go to jail, shit. I'm a Muslim too. Yeah.
Okay. So. Last hot topic. And this is something that's more to local. This is something. And the fact that we've been having issues with snow removal and issues with that type of stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about because it's been snowing lately.
All I say, man, I just want to tell people, whether you live where we live or wherever, and if you're not getting the services that you need, like me, complain to your elected officials. I contacted Mayor Eddie Melton himself.
Did you contact him?
Yes, I did. I'm blasting his ass on social media. DM'd him. I don't know. See, this is the thing. Like I told somebody, I knew all the other mayors. I knew how to contact them. I'm
true, because we used to just
Karen Freeman Wilson. I could email her, and she would contact me right back because she always. Rudy Clay, motherfucking Jerome Prince, all them people. I had their phone numbers on my line. People thought I was lying. I could make a phone call and make shit happen. This nigga, he owns something else. I don't need that nigga phone number, nigga. He gonna recognize. That's all I'm saying, Eddie Melton. You gonna recognize, G. We gonna get you to recognize. Niggas voted for you. And we want something back for them votes, man. Because y'all niggas out here bullshitting with that snow removal.
I don't think I voted for him.
I did, but niggas voted for him and put him in office. What I'm saying. It don't matter where you voted for him. I pay taxes. I'm a homeowner. And I need my shit taken care of. But anyway, what I'm telling people is, make it known, complain to your elected officials to make sure that you get the services that you need. That's all I'm going to say, because I complain.
Well, on that note, enough of this appetizer. We are getting ready to feed y'all this entree, and we are going back to our book of game. And so, just to pause for a second and give you a recap, because I know we had a Christmas episode, we had a New Year's episode, and so we kind of
broke it up,
and did this. So now we're back to chapter 10 of Book of Game, and just a recap, just going through quickly the chapters. We've already gone through 1 through 9, and that is from everything from loyalty to understanding and compromise to how to keep things private, all the way down to chapter 9, which was the power of rituals and traditions and creating memories. And now we're at chapter 10, which deals with handling life changes. I think one of the things that people don't talk about is that in marriage, everything ain't just always hunky-dory.
Life ain't hunky-dory.
And life ain't hunky-dory. And like, you go through changes. You go through changes just as a person, as a human. So you can only imagine what happens when you go through a life change together. Something happened to you, your mate, or vice versa, or all of the above. And how do you go through that as a team? Like, how do you go through that together when life transition is challenging, or you're facing something together that you didn't think would happen? And just shedding some light on how we dealt with that, because I feel like we've gone through some adversity, and I think we've had to figure it out. And so this episode just kind of really just explore like how partners, people in relationships, even how friends and family, how you can support each other when people are going through significant changes, from shit like job transitioning to shit fucking relocating when you gotta go move, from shit personal losses, financial loss, whatever the fuck it is, but when you go through adversity. And so just kicking it off with that, I just want to start off with a question for you, and that is, we know that life changes can be stressful for individuals and relationships, but how have you handled some of life changes that have been presented to you so far? You know, you're about to turn 50 and things of that nature. So I feel like you've seen a lot, and how do you feel like overall, just how have you been able to handle a lot of this?
First thing I do, I smoke me a blunt. I smoke a blunt. Maybe 2 to think through the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially depending on how stressful the situation is. Yeah. There is no situation that you can ever prepare for. There are a lot of things that you can't even prepare for. You know, no matter what, life happens. The other thing is that I've learned is that you always have to, because life is going to happen, is that you have to have a network. And your network can't be just necessarily your partner or your significant other, because that may be the person that may need the assistance. And so now you don't have it. So you have to have a network, man. That network can be close friends, can be relatives, it can be coworkers, whatever it is. You have to have a network of people that can assist you. And whatever the assistance needs. So that's the first thing. is, and you develop those things over time, man. So you have those close friends. You have to have that network. So I would say that is having that network, because those are the people that you can lend on if you need assistance. You may need a financial assistance. You may need just somebody to vent to. You may need somebody to watch your kids. You may need somebody to run errands for you or something like that. So you need that network. So I would tell people, and those are things that you develop over time. So, develop your network, man. And so that way, when you do have events, because you're going to have it. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're going to have death happens, losses of job happen, stuff with your kids happen, the unexpected things with external, when you have situations that happen to family members like your parents. And now literally overnight, you become a caregiver and you have to go work through those situations. So, that's what I would say, is build your network.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Building your network is important, but I also think being transparent is more important than anything. I think that when you are handling life situations and life problems, you really got to be open with communication. I think that being open and telling people what you're really going through would help, versus the cliche, oh, I'm okay, or no, I got it. Or I think that one of the ways to even get to the point of even building a network is that you got to be willing to say, hey, I need a network. I need people out there. And I think, to me, one of the biggest things is just communicating. Like, hey, we're going through this.
But I will say this, that everybody's on a need-to-know basis.
That's true, because everybody don't need to know everything.
Yeah,
I definitely
everybody's
agree.
on a need-to-know basis.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I
think in this day and age, in social media, I think sometimes people overshare some things.
I agree, because I could be guilty of that.
Just everything doesn't have to be shared.
On a simple level.
Yeah, you do. I think sometimes you do share everything.
I think we all are that way to a certain extent, because I think we think that that's normal. I think that's something that most people think is somewhat normal now. So let me ask you this. What was a major life change that you feel like we've navigated together? Like, what's an example you could give somebody that something that we've navigated, it was a significant life change, and how do you feel like things came out?
I mean, I would say the thing with your dad when he had his motorcycle accident, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or so?
2018.
Yeah, so about 17, what's that, 7 years ago? Mm-hmm. That was because it happened out of nowhere. Perfectly healthy, and then overnight, traumatic brain injury, and literally, our life got turned upside down overnight because he had no significant other, and so we immediately had to come in and take care of him, assist him with that situation, because it was touch and go or whatever, and it was stressful. It was extremely stressful. With us, kids, everything. It was just not only his situation, him going through the physical trauma and all that, but just him coming back from that. He beat that, and he was able to survive it. Then it was a long road to recovery. Yep. And I know, I'm gonna keep it real, put extreme stress on our relationship. Extreme stress. I've told you about that. Mm-hmm. Remember when I did that? And we keep it real on this show. We had a huge falling out in Central Park in New York in 2019 about this shit.
Yeah.
And so
we did. Well, not necessarily about that, but
it was connected to that.
It was connected.
It was about because I felt that people were using you and purposely trying to ruin our trip by calling you with bullshit, negative energy, when it didn't. My job is to protect you, and you didn't like that. And you didn't like the fact that I was calling out some of your family members. I don't give a fuck.
I didn't like the approach.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
That is true.
And they called, and we.
It did. It caused a rift.
Those last 2-3 days we did not hang out together in New York.
We spent about one good day where it was only one day. We spent one whole day where we did not hang out with each other in New York. I went my sightseeing and doing what I'm doing. He did his sightseeing.
It was cool too.
And the next day, the funny thing is,
Jersey.
The next day we were kind of right back where we were, but I think that day was needed just for each one of us. And even though we were in New York and we didn't know what the fuck was going on, that day was needed.
It was so funny.
For each to do our own.
We were cussing each other out in Central Park in New York, broad fucking daylight.
Yeah.
Did nobody give a fuck?
Now, that's the only thing I didn't like.
Did nobody pay us no attention?
That was the one thing I didn't like. Because one thing about Jimmy and I ain't gonna lie, we do cuss each other out. That's not something we don't do, but we normally do it in private. We normally do it in our house, in our basement. We rarely would ever cuss each other out in public. I think it's only happened like 3 times our whole relationship. Literally 3 times that was one of the times. But literally 3 times in our whole relationship where we've actually showed our ass in public, and I
usually don't do that. I usually keep my cool.
Yeah, that was.
But that day I lost.
But yeah, it was kind of like.
I apologize. Yeah.
We did, but yeah. So for me, because that's not even a major change that I thought about. I'm going way back.
What's that?
When I think of this, how do you handle significant changes, all that, or what major change that we navigated together that we got through? This is even before we got married. When he got shot.
I wasn't gonna bring that. I was bringing up stuff when we got married.
But what I'm saying is, granted, we've been married so long, but this is the thing. Had that not happened the way that it happened, and we did not go through that the way that we did not go through that, we wouldn't be here today. So that's why I'm going back to that, because to me, that was the first major life change with me being with you in a relationship that we navigated together. And it was one of those things where I didn't know how to navigate it. You didn't know how to navigate it. We both were young. We had just we had just moved in together. We didn't even know the odds and ends. I didn't even know your social security number at that point.
That's why I didn't bring it up, because I didn't want to talk about that.
Well, I'm not talking about it in its entirety. To me, that's the major life change that we navigated together.
Yeah, I was bringing up something recent,
and we made it through that. And I think it really helped us throughout our relationship.
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, so we go to the next one. But that was my thing. So let me ask you this: how do you help your spouse when it comes to career changes? So let's give a prime example, because we know a lot of people who deal with this. You are on your job, you've been on your job for a while, and then all of a sudden you get fired. You are now unemployed, or you got passed up for this promotion, and it really financially impacts your household. How do you navigate that as a spouse if that happens to the other person? How do you support?
Say that again. What was the question again? I want to make sure I'm hearing it right.
How do you help a spouse deal with career changes within your relationship or your marriage? Meaning that like that person lose their job or something happens.
I'm always thinking positive.
Or because we're talking about how do you handle bad things together.
Oh, bad thing. Everything don't have to be good.
But I'm not. Oh my God, you would think that you didn't look at the thing before we recorded the episode. How do you handle life changes? Those can be positive or negative. But what I'm asking
maybe
is,
it's the knob creep.
That's why you don't drink on the set. So again, how do you deal with unemployment or promotions or career shifts within a relationship? Let me say it like that.
Well, how do you deal with it? It's simple. Couples, for one, if you're in a committed relationship, I always said this from day one, people need to treat relationship as if they're businesses, small businesses. So in order to help you weather that storm, because it's going to happen, everybody's going to experience it sometime. I hope you don't, but people have experienced this time where they have gaps in employment for whatever reason. You should always have reserves. You need to have reserves, some type of money, funds, or something. So that helps to help that out. The other thing is to encourage the person to be supportive and then to assist them. You know what I'm saying? That's when now you help tap into your network of people that you may know that could possibly assist your partner, spouse, or whoever with securing employment. And so those are the things immediately you can do is to help them, is be supportive and then tap into your network, assist that person or what have you with their job search or whatever that may entail.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. I do think you have to be, I think it depends on the situation. Also, because like if you out here doing some bogus shit on your job that you knew you weren't supposed to be doing and that led to you getting fired, my dealing with you and helping you get through that may be a little bit different.
See, I didn't say a motherfucker got fired. I just assumed the nigga got laid off.
I'm just saying.
You didn't give me the scenario. What is the case study?
I'm giving you all the case studies.
No,
so
I assume the nigga got laid off.
If you lose your job because you're on some bullshit, then I can't.
That's
it's hard.
different.
Now, if you lost your job because you got laid off, then I'm gonna be supportive.
So what if I was up there and I know a nigga? I'm giving a scenario who got hit on the low with a sexual harassment.
Oh, we really gonna have issues. What the fuck you doing on your job, sexually harassing abroad anyway?
I'm just saying. So what if that happened? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna be supportive because I'm your wife, and we need to have a front. But when we go dealing with this broad, when we got to deal with these charges, but behind closed doors,
no, it ain't no criminal charges. It's just
but behind closed doors, I'm still like,
they said I made a comment or something.
So you ain't got no self control on the job. So you can't control your dick, nigga. You know that would be what I'm saying to him. But you can't control your dick, nigga. Like what the fuck?
She lying, G.
Nigga, I know you. like I know you. No.
I ain't sexually harassing nobody on the job.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
I have an HR background, by the way, so I don't do that shit.
Not.
No, I don't do that.
Now
I may have gotten sexually harassed on the job.
Do tell.
I'm just saying.
Do tell.
Women make comments about the way you look and dress and smell. I can't do that to a woman.
And what do you do when these women do that? Do you make a complaint?
See,
he can't even say no because he like this shit. See, that's the thing. Men like being sexually harassed on the job. Yes, they do. Yes, you do. Because the first thing I said was, did you report it?
I got something to report for.
I see what I'm saying. So get out of here with that, man.
Report to the parking lot.
Whatever. How do you help your partner through things like grief? When things happen in a person's life where grief comes in, how do you help? And this is from a man. I want the man's perspective of how do you help your partner go through something when they're grieving? Or
it depends on who the person is.
I said your partner. How would you help?
No, I'm talking about the person that they're grieving over.
Oh, so for example,
there's levels to that shit.
Okay, so from very close relative all the way to just give me one example if it's somebody close. Give me one example if it's just like just an associate or something that they know.
I mean, shit. Once again, all you can do is be supportive of the individual.
Is there a time limit on it?
Hold on, let me finish, G. Damn, G. I feel like I'm getting interrogated or something. Don't be dismissive of that person's emotions.
Okay.
Understand that grief, there is no time clock on that.
Okay.
That's the important thing.
Okay.
The thing is that you hope that you have to watch the person depending on the type of relationship it is, that you hope that as time progresses that the person is progressing with the grief. That is not getting dysfunctional is what I'm getting at.
I'm getting worse, yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. But that's all you really can do with the grief, and then encourage the person once again depending on who it is and what it is. You know, they do have grief counseling.
Yeah.
I'm not really sold on grief counseling. I'm not therapy, but grief counseling.
I would suggest the therapy more than I would the grief counseling.
Yeah, I've never really been sold.
I've never did the grief counseling before,
but I know people that have done it. I've never been sold on it. I've never seen the outcomes and what it does for folks. But once again, it depends on who the person is.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is being patient. And the reason why I say that is because I know a situation where I know a couple who went through something and the spouse was just like, I get what they're going through, but like, damn, we've been going through this for a long time. And it's just like...
It's a long time.
For this person, it was a couple of years. It had been like 3 years since...
And what was the relationship with the person? Who was the person to that person?
So the person was this person's partner, spouse.
No, I'm talking about who was the person that died.
Oh, the person. It was very, very close. This was like a brother or sister.
Oh, man,
someone really, really close.
Man, you don't get over
and
like
it was just like...
My brother been dead 24 years.
This person just like... They still ain't snapped out of it yet. And the spouse was kind of like, I'm there for him, but like, man, how long we gotta go through this?
I'm gonna tell you this though.
Like,
that's one of the things. That's one of the dark. I ain't gonna say dark side, but that's one of the other sides of marriage.
Yeah,
and that's the shit that happens, and so. And nobody really has a playbook for this shit.
No.
So you don't really know how you're going to deal with it until it happens or what happens. And so, but those are one of the things that you sign up for is that you're going to help this person go through those troubling times.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about it when you first met me within the first thing before we even married, my situation with my brother, losing him. So, and that, like I said, that's 24 years later.
Yeah.
And, you still... go not grieving, but you still
go through the motions.
You go through the motions with that shit. That's
same
just
thing like with my mom passing away.
Yeah, we just celebrated her passing.
And granted, and shit, another year is gonna be 20 years that my mom passed away. But I'll put it to you this way: in dealing with it each year, he's never come to me and be like, "Well, you need to get over it. You need to not." And I've never come to him and say, "Well, you need to get over things."
Like this year, I got you dinner.
Yeah, you bought me dinner.
Just to get your mind off of it.
Just to take my mind off of it. And it was so helpful. And it was unexpected. I did not expect it because it wasn't talked about. It wasn't anything. It was just like, bam. But I do think you really have to be patient. If I could just offer women any advice from a woman's perspective, going through something that could be life-changing with your boyfriend, your husband, whoever, is being patient and not taking things personal. Because one of the things that I noticed that as a woman, men process emotions totally different than how we process it. And so we process things, we may be outwardly more emotional, or we may cry more and talk more and things like that. And men are kind of the exact opposite. They quiet more and things of that nature. So you gotta resist the temptation to want to beat it out of him. What's going on? You gotta resist the temptation.
Beat it.
I'm using a terminology. You gotta resist the temptation to try to beat it out of him. What's going on? Because because when he's ready to tell you, he would tell you. But just constantly asking him all the time, that's not gonna help either.
Yeah, everybody.
So I definitely think that from that perspective, that you do have to. Yeah. I think, and that's when you have to go overboard on trying to do things that keep that person's mind off things too.
Other thing too, give that person space. Don't be overbearing.
That's true.
Give them space.
Okay, so let's talk about this overbearing for like a good 2 minutes because okay, let me pause for a second. Let me think about this while I say this, y'all, because sometimes I feel like that overbearing, that's kind of to dig to me.
No, that's how you throw a brick in a pack of dogs, the one who got
So I want to ask you real quick, what is examples of overbearing? Because to me asking a person every day, are they okay or how they doing, to me that seems normal, but to somebody else that may be like, oh my God, that's fucking annoying, that's overbearing. This bitch asks me every fucking day how I feel, and I tell this bitch every day I'm fine. You just said that
them being
but to
quiet,
me it's normal.
Them being quiet doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. So you constantly trying to get them to open up about something, and that's what I'm getting at. So you just gotta read the person. It's not a cookie cutter approach. Everybody's different. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Some person wants you to check in with them all day, every day. That's Some people don't want that.
That's true. I guess you just gotta read the room.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Read the room.
That's all it is.
Read the room. But okay, I get it. I get that.
And sometimes you gotta know when to pull back. And then if they say something, don't necessarily take it personal.
That's hard to do. I'm just going to be honest, y'all. I'm going to say this on this show today, January 12th, that is hard to do. I say this a lot. I've said this in my PSAs. I've said don't take things personal. And in the back of my mind, I say that is hard to do. That is still hard to do, not to take something personal, because you feel like you're coming from a place of from love, heart. And then you're doing this, and then essentially you're annoying another person. You're pissing them off. So how do you not take that personal? That's just like if you had bought me the flowers in the dinner and I would have came home and still shitted on you, or still picked the argument with you, or still been like, fuck them flowers, fuck that dinner. No, how would you not have take that personal?
That's different. You just being a mean motherfucker.
But still, how would you not take it personal?
Of course I'm going to take that personal.
But how do you not take it personal?
But me saying that, with you saying, oh, I'm cool, you don't have to keep asking me every day, then you get mad. That's taking that. You don't have to take that person. Go sit your sensitive ass down.
So how do you not take things personal? Because don't tell me the D.O.C. ain't never not took none personal.
I don't. I told you that 24 was the year of petty.
Oh, God.
So, yes, I take shit personal. I do.
And how do you deal with that? How do you keep from letting it affect things that you do? Taking things
revenge.
personal. See, you're crazy. If y'all could have seen the look in his eyes when he just said that, he's crazy.
I get revenge.
He's crazy.
That's how I deal with it.
He got possessed for like 1 second.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Sometimes that's not good. I can hold a grudge for a long time.
Oh my God, yeah. So you're like,
I'm patient.
25-year petty. Like,
yeah, I'm patient. I say, yeah, I'm
gonna come back and bust your kneecaps 30 years later. Yep, that's just me. Yep.
Yeah, I treat it just like it was next day.
Yep. I'm gonna send you a note why I did it. Yep.
You sure there.
He gonna be like, damn, that happened 30 years ago. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm that nigga.
Okay. Well, last thing, comments. Any last words on this? Again, chapter 10 is how do you navigate things together, difficult things together. Marriage is not always, positive. Life changes ain't always necessarily always go the right way. So any lasting words on how you handle these life changes together with your partner?
Like Nate Dogg say, smoke weed every day.
Man. Well, for those who don't smoke weed every day, have a drink, have a cocktail, have a glass of wine.
No, I'm serious. No, man. You just, like I said, have your network. You got to have people that's supportive of you. People that this is the other thing. I want to tell guys this. Talking to the fellas now.
Uh-oh.
You can't drop everything and heap everything on your lady. She's not a motherfucking therapist. You have to find your own outlets and sources at times to do that. So because there's some things that she just can't help you out with. You as a man, black man, or something like that. So you got to have your network, whatever that is, whether it's older men, guys your age, or whoever, to talk to. Because sometimes your lady's just not really positioned to help you out. She's going to be supportive and listen and let you, but she really can't help you because there's just some things that are unique, specific to being a man that she just can't help you with. Same thing with a lady. I always tell my girl, like, why the fuck you telling me that? I don't know nothing about that shit.
He has stopped me in my tracks.
Like, hold on, I don't know nothing about that shit.
You should be talking
I'm
to
gonna
your
listen,
girl
but I don't really know nothing about that.
He has done that. But I'll tell you this, at least he's listened to me. Now, granted, he ain't been helpful with some advice sometimes, but at least he will listen, and he will be like, I think that's something you should talk to one of your girls about. Like, honestly.
Yeah, some things.
That ain't, like, I love you, we close, but that's, I think that's one of them girl things. That ain't my thing. So, okay. Well, I like this. I feel like we've gone through our challenges, and I feel like we've handled them well together, enough that we still here. And so, with that being said, last part of this entree is our dessert, and this is fair and foul. We just got 3 today. You know how this works. If you like it, it's fair. If you don't, it's foul. So this is hilarious. So Chris Brown recently said that Cali should be using the prisoners to help put out the fires, and that way they can shave prison time off their sentence. Do you think that would be a fair or a foul? Using prisoners to put out fires.
They've actually been doing that. They've been doing that since the beginning of time. The 13th Amendment allows you to be as indentured service. So they've been doing that since the beginning of the fucking time.
It's that one clause. If you
this is the thing. I was actually talking to somebody, and this is the thing I think they should do. If you are a prisoner incarcerated and you are fighting fires and you get out, and if you choose to pursue a career in firefighting, and they have availability, they should allow you to change the rules of law and allow that person, because those are unique fucking skills that everybody ain't got, especially fighting fucking forest fires. That's different from fighting regular fires. And so those people should be able to get gainful employment once they get out of being incarcerated. And that's what I think they should do. Because that's a skill. And guarantee you motherfuckers need firefighters.
Yeah.
You need everywhere across America, any fucking municipality, city, they need firefighters. So I think those guys and women, if they're fighting fires, once they get done with serving their time, and if they want to pursue that as an employment, they should be able to get that. I would put them motherfuckers first in line. Shit, who you talking about?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's fair then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
I say fair too. I do. I say you should use
no,
them
and
to
then
clean
this is the
up
thing.
a lot of
This
stuff.
is the problem though. They're using those guys, but they're not paying them the same wage rate. Because those guys do get paid, but they're making like $1, $2 a day. And that is some fucking dang. You see them motherfuckers where they had to abandon their equipment and take a fucking helicopter to get the fuck out of there?
That was pretty.
That's some dangerous shit.
Yeah.
For $1 an hour. I mean, $1 an hour, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But hey.
How about this? Paying more than $250 for a concert ticket. I've been noticing.
You know what? Let me tell you this shit.
The prices are going higher and higher.
I blame this shit on motherfucking Beyonce and Taylor motherfucking Swift. them two motherfuckers there. Right after the pandemic, they came with that bullshit. They changed everything. And everybody followed fucking suit. So all you artists, fuck y'all. I'm not paying for that shit. Kendrick Lamar, I love him. That motherfucker wanted like $300 just to walk in the building. Man, fuck y'all. Y'all shit is not that good with regular people. And y'all people crazy. I'm not paying them people that type of money to see that bullshit, man. The only person I even want to see now is J. Cole. I done seen everybody.
But I think the first time we looked at tickets when he came,
that nigga wanted $150. Man, fuck them people.
It was like $300 some for me to go. I
bought the tickets to Usher. His tickets were, believe it or not, his tickets were reasonable. Maxwell tickets were reasonable. Meaning they were on good seats. But I'm not paying that. I'm not giving no nigga $500-$600 to sit on the floor. And then I'm short. So I never get floor seats because I'm on short nigga seats. So I didn't got floor seats before. And that's the worst fucking experience. And then we got close to the stage.
Oh my God, no.
And your body rattles the whole time.
You know what I don't like about floor seats? It ain't even the music rattling. The seats are smaller on the floor than they are in the thing.
And we always sit next to a
We always get put
no body shame, but overweight person.
We had a girl who literally one of her thighs were on my chair.
Oh my motherfucking God.
So
she was like, this is shit.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And it was
I was like, don't let her fart. I was just hoping she didn't fart.
The whole concert, it was just, excuse me. She just kept saying, sorry. Like, it was the worst.
Floor seats are the worst. Yeah. And then you too close to speakers, your body rattle. Because I'm like, why they got fucking earplugs?
Yeah, we couldn't
You can't. Fuck that shit. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that's foul that people are charging people $250.
I was going to go to the Kendrick tour.
Yeah,
until I see the tickets.
We sure look.
Nah, I'm not fucking with y'all.
We sure look.
Like literally, like I put it this way: the tickets cost so much, we can book us international round trip flights with those ticket prices. Am I lying?
Mm-mm.
Like we can go to Vegas for a weekend or something like that. We can fly down to motherfucking Puerto Rico or Jamaica real quick. What they charging with the fuck y'all? Fuck y'all.
How about this? Because this has been happening a lot. How about this? Even if you're not necessarily sick, but you're just under the weather, going to the gym or going to work when you're just under the weather. Meaning you're not necessarily sick.
You know that's foul. Let me tell you this, man, teacher. Let me, boss lady, not to cut you. That's fucking foul. I just want to say, you motherfuckers forgot that COVID happened and all these people died from motherfuckers passing germs around. Once again, if you're fucking sick, especially with some shit that's airborne, sit your ass down. I get it. There's some people, they have to go in because if they miss work, they don't get paid. They hourly workers. I sort of get that, but at the same time, damn, man.
Yeah.
Don't be, you coming to work, are you fucking hocking and docking and cop? Yeah. Like, damn, bro.
Yeah. And this is a sidebar note, but we just watched something on the news literally 2 nights ago where this guy said that just like COVID-19 started off from just various strands and different that bird flu may be our next pandemic.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think that's going to happen?
Yeah, the media just be hyping shit up.
Okay. Yeah. Last thing, fair or foul. Baltimore Ravens winning the Super Bowl. Is that a fair or foul?
Well, actually, you go back to our show when I had Greek. When we were doing our NFL thing, I picked Baltimore and Detroit as my 2 Super Bowl.
Okay, so you say fair.
That's what I picked.
Okay.
So I picked, and I wanted. It was a toss-up between the two, but they both look good. But if I had to pick right now, I'm leaning towards Detroit.
Okay.
Only
I don't know. After seeing Henry moving out, knocking niggas down, I ain't gonna lie.
They both good.
I ain't gonna lie.
But I like Detroit. Sometimes Baltimore can show signs of inconsistency, but they're playing real good ball right now. I mean, Lamar's balling out of his mind. The other thing, though, is that Detroit has been saddled with a lot of injuries, but I just like Detroit, man. They just been dominating motherfuckers.
Okay. So you're saying, for the record, you're saying Baltimore Ravens winning the Super Bowl. That's fair? You think that's fair?
No, I got them going to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I said going to the Super Bowl.
Okay. That's going to, but not winning.
Yeah,
so technically
I'm picking
foul.
Detroit. I'm picking Detroit.
Okay, so he's saying foul because he thinks Detroit is going to be the one that wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was my
pick. All right. Okay, well, D.O.C., thank you for that, helping me feed this 3-course meal to folks. Thank you. Just thank you, period. I don't really get a chance, an opportunity sometimes on air to just say thank you, but thank you. As we are starting the 4th season, 35 episodes later, I just really want to say thank you. Thank you for being you.
I'm in contract renegotiations to renegotiate my contract. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. Now we got contracts.
Yeah, we do. You know what I'm saying?
He got personal assistants. He tell me I had to talk to his personal assistant to figure out when we gonna record.
He do.
So if we don't record for a long time, that's because his personal assistant on bullshit.
No, they're not on bullshit. The brother's schedule just packed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, be a lot going on. Well, with that being said, enjoy, peace, keep hitting that subscribe button. Again, great season ahead of us, and peace out.
Peace out, love.
All right. Y'all see the sign.